What's good with it in the hood with it? So I'm kicking back, laying down right here in my bed, right? Relaxing like I do. And something pops up on my screen and I see it's this guy 600, man. You know, if you guys don't know who 600 is, go peep his channel out. Let me get up a little bit. Go peep his channel out and trip out on what he's got going on, right? Ever since that guy hit the scene, a lot of drama, right? A lot of back and forth drama with certain individuals. And I understand, man. And for the most part, I kind of took a step back and watched it from a distance. You know, social media is social media. You know, a lot of things that get said on the internet are real wishy-washy. They're just spoken on just to speak on. Someone wants to get clout or they want to be big and bad. And so they'll do it on the internet. You know, but in real life, you know, a lot of these characters or a lot of these guys that are talking all that high power shit ain't really about that life. They ain't really going to do that. So now with 600, man, a lot of people in the streets, you know, talk. You're either with them or you're against them. You're either rocking with the fella or you're not. And he started to gain some traction. You know, a lot of people seen he was hanging around with Crip Mac and Brick Baby and these characters. So, you know, he started to get a little wave going. You know, he was pushing. And, you know, ain't nothing wrong with trying to get a bag. You know, if there's a bag on the internet to get, why not? Why not go get it? If you got the talent, the charisma, and the wordplay, man, go shoot that. Go get that. Anyways, you know, he found himself getting into it with a few individuals. And a little bit of that he said, she said, back and forth. And I took it for what it was, a grain of salt, man. I said, you know, it's entertainment at its finest. You know, internet is internet. But recently, S-Bone, OG S-Bone, yeah, from 40s, who was someone that 600 was, I won't say going back and forth with, but he definitely was, they were not getting along. Let's just put it like that. In real life, fake life, I don't know. Internet life, I don't know. I mean, according to 600, it was just an internet beef. It was nothing more than that. You know, nothing to be really spoken on. But S-Bone got murdered in Sacramento, okay? His body was found this week. We all know that. And there's been a lot of memorials for him. There's been a lot of people speaking on his name. Feeling some type of way about him or not. I've done my couple videos on him, and rest in peace, S-Bone. Like I said, he was a cool fella, man, according to, you know, everything that I've seen about him. Now, whatever gets said on the internet, again, you have to take with a grain of salt. A lot of these guys talk to just talk, man. They're not really, it's Charmin, it's cushion. It's softer than this pillow, right? This motherfucker's soft too, right? A lot of people ain't really gonna do anything. They could talk a whole lot of mess, so they can make it sound good. Anyways, I guess that's the way people are feeling about 600, man. He was saying a lot of things, and although it may sound crazy, like he's really about that life, you know, according to him, and this is his words, you know, it was just internet. Anyways, when S-Bone was killed, you know, a lot of stuff started to circulate, and I said it. I said it first, and I've been saying this shit a long time, right? When there's an ongoing investigation, when someone gets killed, you know, people automatically want to jump on the internet, right, and start theorizing who did it. Now, I did a video yesterday and talked about some of those theories people are putting out, you know, and some of them are outlandish and far-fetched. People are reaching. They want motherfuckers to, you know, to see their demise. They want people like 600 to go down for some shit like this. They want to see people fail, right? One thing about me is if I like you or I don't like you, I don't want to see nobody fail. I don't want to see no one sitting, you know, down for a minute. I don't want to see nobody doing life over something that could have been prevented in the first place, and especially something they had nothing to do with. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and say 600 did it or he didn't do it. I don't know what's going on, man. You know, but the detectives did pull up to his pad today and did have a lot of questions for him. Now, this could be due to people on the internet speaking up out the box, speaking their mind when they shouldn't put people, it's detrimental to people's safety and security. You shouldn't put people out there without really knowing. You know, you can't just, oh, I think he might have done it, or I think he has something to do with it, man. Thinking gets motherfuckers chopped up. Thinking gets people sat down for the rest of their life. You know, saying what you say on the internet when there's an ongoing investigation is just like telling. You get all these high-powered, big, badass motherfuckers that woof all day long about rat this, rat that, expose this, expose that. You know, and then they'll sit there and make a video about a motherfucker's whole case and detail it out and tell you what they think, who did it and why he did it and how he did it and what weapon he used to try to do it, right? And I've never been about that. I've always said, man, let it rest. Let the cops do their job. That's what they get paid for. That's why we pay taxes. Those of us that do. I don't know how many times I have to say it. You know, people consider my voice a shit. They don't want to hear me out. They always saying, hey, Gun don't know what he's talking about. Gun be putting too much hot sauce on it. Gun be lying. Gun be bullshitting. Nah, but Gun be right. You know, when it comes to something like this, a murder investigation, although I got a lot of love for S-Bone, man, if I knew who did it, I don't know who done shit. My name's Bennett. I don't want to be up in it. Nobody wants to be involved in a fucking investigation about somebody that was murdered, right? Let alone someone who had beef with them, or, you know, if you have motive, or if they think you have motive, of course they're going to come knocking at your door. Like 600 said in his video that he just did, that he expected it. And the reason he expected it is because he knows deep down inside, man, he was speaking on that man's name. You know, I seen a video that 600 did yesterday, or he put out there, and in that video, he was saying that he never called S-Bone a rat, or he never exposed S-Bone on a level that he just wanted to get at him and talk to him. And I was thinking to myself, who the fuck are you to want to get at him and go through his paperwork and talk to him? Like, you don't even know that man. That man don't even know you in real life. So who are you to try to apply pressure to try to get at him, right? And that's the reason all that Billy Badass trying to act tough on the internet is the reason why detectives are knocking at his door. If he would have just left it alone and stopped fucking with that man and trying to expose him and whatever the case may be, then he wouldn't have detectives knocking at his door. Now, he says in his video that the detectives knocked on his door and he told them he ain't got nothing to do with it. Internet is the internet. Anything he says on the internet shall be about the internet, so help him God. And everything that's on the streets is the streets. That he didn't know what S-Bone had going on. Of course, nobody truly knows what S-Bone had going on, man. We could theorize and we could sit here all day and think and thunk what we think. But at the end of the day, no one knows but that man. He's no longer here to tell his story. You know, there's a lot of people out there that got a lot of love for S-Bone that are feeling a lot of ways. You know, and anybody who had beef with them or talked ill on his name prior to his death quite recently is going to be a person targeted for ridicule, for accusations, and for detectives to knock at their door. It's unfortunate, right, that this shit has to happen, you know, but it's the internet and that's how it plays out, especially in a place called YouTube, where people love clout and they love drama until the drama gets real. You know, according to 600, the streets is the streets and the internet is the internet. Then you got to stop acting all tough and hardcore on the internet, man, if you ain't really street. Now, I don't know if that man is street or not, you know, and I'm not here to bring him down or to talk shit on him and bring his name, drag it through the mud. I just know that this is the way people feel. Real ones that know what time it is. And that's why they come knocking on 600's door. You know, you definitely don't want that Guns N' Roses song playing. Anyways, detectives pull up. He says 2 detectives, and got at him, right? Now, that man, being the OG gangster, check your paperwork, let's sit down together in the hood and do it, should have been like, bro, I ain't got nothing to say. Here's my lawyer's card. His name is Mr. Schmiegel, and he'll lead you to the rings. You know, that's what he should have done. Straight up, real life. He should have handed them motherfuckers the card and been like, I ain't got nothing to say. You know, a lot of people are scared to exercise their rights. They're scared to exercise their rights because they truly believe that it makes them look guilty. It don't make you look guilty. It makes you look smart. It means you got a good head on your shoulders and you don't just use it for caspa. It means that you know what the fuck you're doing and you've been around the block. If a detective knocks at my door, my name's Bennett. I ain't up in it, Holmes. Here's my lawyer's number. If it's major, hit him on the pager. He's old school, like me. I don't got nothing to say. You know, to sit there and invite them in, give them iced tea, and to talk and have a conversation with them, how you think the streets are going to feel? You sit there and ridicule men all the time for any type of interaction they have with the police officers or for any type of thing that they might have or could have said, you know, and then you sit down and have lemonade. Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. It's definitely, you know, passe to say, you know, we told you so. You know, there's a lot of individuals that talk that high power shit on the internet, like I said. But when it comes crunch time, you know, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Anyways, the way 600 carried himself and held it down in this instance, I mean, I can't complain. Who am I to complain? I truly believe that if he, you know, you got to practice what you preach on some Barry White shit. Telling me this, telling me that. You can tell a lot of people this and that, but you have to practice what you preach. He should have fucking told him, here, Elmer and Fudd, here's my lawyer's card. See you later. But of course, he, you know, I'm sure he sat down with them and told them a lot more than he told us right now. And I'm not saying that he was telling or ratting or snitching. There's nothing to tell on. If the man truly doesn't know who committed this murder and wasn't in that area at the time, then there's nothing to tell them, you know, other than, you know, what his little beef was and how it was just internet and it wasn't street and whatever S-Bone had going on. You don't speak S-Bone's name on what he had or didn't have going on. You know, like I said, that's when you say, talk to my lawyer. If you're expecting it, you should have been got at your lawyer on the double. Hey, check it out. I have a feeling these motherfuckers on the internet are putting me on blast on some bullshit I'm not involved in. You know what I mean? Just so you know, you're going to be getting a motherfucking phone call and a knock at your door, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. But again, who am I? You know, I'm not ridiculing 600. I'm not talking down on them. I'm just keeping it real and stating facts. You know, that's exactly how it should have went down. But they did pull up to his door. Did we expect it? I did. You know, I said it the other day, man. I didn't say 600 name. I didn't want to say it, right? I haven't been wanting to say it. But, you know, when you're having conflict with someone right before they pass, people are going to get at you. You know, people were getting at me when Savage passed because of the conflict we had in the past. You know, a lot of people were theorizing and throwing my name at their gun. I didn't have a motherfucker, a crunion to do with that, a bunion to do with that. I didn't know nothing, wasn't even in the same area. Ain't nothing scarier than a pit bull biting on a pit bull terrier, right? There, I was gone. There was nothing to do with me. But people still said it. See, a lot of people will dry snitch. They'll say shit. They'll think someone has something to do with it. They want to see, you know, people would like know for no other reason than to see 600 caught up and in handcuffs, you know, gone for the murder of S-Bone. When, man, that man was not even in that same area. Like I said, you know, let the detectives do their job, and I'm sure they'll find out and figure out exactly what's going on. You know, it's just unfortunate, you know, that we're having to see this play out in HD. But, you know, 600, what he needs to do, and this is just my advice coming from someone who's been in the system his whole life, right, is shut the fuck up, stay up off the internet, and stop telling all these people that don't even know you or don't give a fuck about you and want to see your demise exactly what's going on. Hey, the detectives pulled up at my door today. Who the fuck you talking to, man? Who cares? You're not supposed to let anyone know your business, because now they're going to run with that, just like I'm doing this video right here. Man, this shit is getting wild. People talk all that shit, man. And sometimes I feel like I'm in the Matrix. Like I'm one of the only ones that has this shit figured out. Anyways, with that being said, I just wanted to give my little spin on it, my 2 cents. What do you guys think, man? I think personally 600 should just get the fuck up off the internet, move to where he's moving to, where they ride camels, right? And do his thing. Stay up out the way. If you ain't got nothing to do with it, then you ain't got to look all nervous on camera and explain yourself. I've always learned motherfuckers that explain themselves is because something ain't right. You know, well, Gunner, you always explain yourself because I'm telling the truth. Straight up. You know, and sometimes it ain't right. I'm just saying sometimes, right? But, you know, oh, it's for everyone else, Gun, but not for you. Nah, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. With that being said, I hope that you move with a purpose, get everything you want coming to you. And I just wanted to throw this quick one out there, gente. What do you guys think? I think this vato should be quiet and let his lawyer deal with it and stop telling everybody on the internet his business. Fuck, bro. When's enough clout going to be enough? It's not like motherfucking you're getting a big, gigantic bag from YouTube. The little 6-7 thigh wire you get a month ain't worth it. The gun. Bang, bang.